وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو حي لا يموت وهو على كل شيء قدير وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وخليله بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة نصح الأمة وكشف الغمة وتركنا على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك ولا يتنكبها إلا ضال. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والتابعين وتابعيهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, dear brothers and sisters, many of us these days, and probably the majority of human beings, with the globalization of the materialistic ideas or concepts about life, if we ask, or in fact, I came across a survey that was over social media, a person asking the people, the followers, an influencer asking the followers, what is happiness? And they have to tick. And the majority, I mean, it's not the majority, the vast majority of the respondents, they responded that majority is money. Sorry, happiness is money. Happiness is money. And many of them, they engaged even saying that if you have money, you can do whatever you want to do. This means that you are going to be happy. And that is in fact because of the globalization of the concepts of materialistic world that we live in. So all what you see, all what you live these days is because of media, because of advertisement, because of consumerism in general. You feel that you want to spend so that you are going to be happy. And happy is linked to spending, to having money, and you spend so that you can be happy. The question is that true or not? That's the question for us as human beings first, and as Muslims, which is the most important distinctive feature for us as a human beings in this room as Muslims. Now, in 1971, and I prefer to answer from science first, and then get this evidence from Quran 1400 years ago, before those scientists even said these things. In 1971, two psychologists, Brickman and Campbell, 1971, they discovered the topic, and in fact they coined the terminology that's called the hedonic treadmill. Hedonic treadmill. Please Google this, or you can take note even. Hedonic treadmill. H-E-D tonic, hedonic treadmill. Treadmill, we all know the treadmill. We go to the gym. And let me, probably I'm gonna say something about the gym and how we feel that we are happy when we subscribe to gyms. But hedonic treadmill, it says that happiness is what you think that as if you are on a treadmill. You walk, but you're still in your place. Whatever you do, you can't achieve anything, but you're still in your place. And that's what's happening in a lifetime. So you work hard to get money or to be happy, but you can't be happy. You will always return back to your basic point of happiness. So that's the hedonic treadmill. I am bringing this as a reference for you. It's the two psychologists, Brickman and Campbell, that was coined in 1971. Now, back to the treadmill and the gym. One of the ironies that we say in this life, to say that you are convinced that you are happy because you spend more, and it is part of consumerism, baby. We can talk more about capitalism and consumerism later in other lectures or in other speeches, other khutbahs. But look at the irony these days is that we pay money to park or to get a parking spot in the nearest location to the where we want to go, right? So we pay money to get that parking spot. And also, so that we go and we have to the nearest location to our destination. So that why? We don't want to walk. Right? We don't want to walk. So we pay money for the nearest parking spot so that we don't walk. But we go to the gym and we pay to walk on the treadmill. And that's consumerism. That's exactly consumerism. That's how the whole world is trying these days with the media machines to convince people that when you spend, you are going to be happy. But it's not. Totally not. Happiness, as mentioned by psychologists, as I mentioned, it's not about money. It's not about materialistic. Now, I mentioned the science. Let me go to the Quran. Allah Azza wa Jalla in Surah Al-Imran says, زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ وَالْبَنِينَ والقناطير المقنطرة من الذهب والفضة والخيل المسومة والأنعام والحرث والله عنده حسن المآب. Allah Azza wa Jal, زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ. So people are born, in fact, as human beings, they are equipped with something that makes them love the desires to own. As mentioned in the Quran, حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ. First of all, as human beings, males, they love to go and desire to mate with females. حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ. Nisa, females. من النساء والبنين, and they want to have children. والذهب والفضة, gold and silver. والخيل المسومة, and branded horses. At the time, branded horses these days, Lamborghinis and fancy Maseratis and whatever it is. And that والخيل المسومة, والأنعام, cattle, والحرث, and land. But all these have been made to human beings as if they are good. زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ. They were framed as good for human beings. But Allah Azza wa Jalla in the end of this verse says, وَاللَّهُ عِنْدَهُ حُسْنُ الْمَآبِ. So it is not this, it is what you have to find with Allah Azza wa Jalla when you return to Him is the best thing that you can achieve. It's not about achieving this. So we are here on earth as human beings to be tested whether we're going to follow those desires, whom we are equipped with their love, or we follow what we want, what Allah Azza wa Jalla wants us to follow. Now that's one of the things, but this will lead us also to something important, a real true example. You all see videos coming from Gaza. You see them smiling, children smiling, playing, and sometimes dancing, with all what they are facing, with the genocide, documented genocide by the ICC, International Criminal Court, and the ICJ, International Court of Justice, the United Nations, Human Rights Watch, and Amnesty International. They all document what's happening in Gaza is genocide. And the Israeli Prime Minister, on the margin, we have to document this because it is recorded as well, is wanted as a war criminal, is wanted by the ICC and the ICJ. Yeah. And by the way, Canada, I was watching, just on the sidelines, I was watching the Prime Minister of Canada. He said, if Netanyahu visited Canada, I will arrest him. That was the Prime Minister of Canada. So this is not something conspiracy theory and something that we need to shy away from talking about. No, it's documented. It's there. It's international law. So with all the genocide in Gaza, with all the war crimes that's happening, and they're smiling. Because happiness is when you feel Allah in your heart. That's the only happiness that you can achieve. And this will lead us to something important. How Islam distinguishes between happiness and desire. These days, unfortunately, with consumerism, with capitalism, with advertisement, with all what you have, they try to promote desire as if it is happiness. While happiness is something long-term, something sustainable, cannot be achieved by desire alone. Desire is just 2-3 minutes sometimes. Like sexual desire, 5 minutes, last. After that, you return back to your basic point of the treadmill, the hedonic treadmill. You are no longer happy, you want more. So you go, fine, I want to buy a new iPhone. It's iPhone 17. I want to go and buy it. Then you buy a new iPhone. Then it's not, I'm fed up, I want another one. You want another one, and you want another one, you want another one, you want another car. You buy this car, it's happy. No, look, I'm fed up, I want to sell this car, I want to buy another car. And that's not happiness, that's desire. And the more you follow your desire, the more that side of animal is going to grow inside yourself. Because it's all animals, materialistic things. While from Islamic perspective, happiness is something different. Something that advertisements, media will never tell you, because they want you to consume. The whole thing about capitalism is consumerism. Because in the end of the year, they want to check whether the economy has grown or not. Do we have economic growth or not? And that growth all depends on what? Depends on your consumption. Whether it is necessary consumption or not unnecessary consumption. Now let me get you some basic from Al-Quran Al-Kareem. So what's happiness? Allah Azza wa Jal says, من عمل صالحا من ذكر أو أنثى وهو مؤمن فلنحيينه حياة طيبة ولنجزينهم أجرهم بأحسن ما كانوا يعملون. Whoever does good, whether male or female, whoever does good and is a believer, we will surely bless them with a good life. So what's a good life? It's happiness. So you do good, you will get happiness. You will do good as a believer, as a Muslim, you will be happy. That's the words of Allah Azza wa Jal. So do good. Now look at this. Another ayah, another verse. الذين آمنوا ولم يلبسوا إيمانهم بظلم أولئك لهم الأمن وهم مهتدون. It is only those who are faithful and do not tarnish their faith with falsehood. Faithful, no deviation. Those will be they will be guaranteed security and are rightly guided. Security in life. So when you feel that you're doing the right thing, you are a believer, you are faithful, you have that security in your heart. Believe me, there is nothing important than security in your heart. Peace. You feel safe, you feel peaceful, you live with peace with yourself. That is happiness from an Islamic perspective. I will delve into more other aspects of happiness from an Islamic point of view in the second part of the khutbah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم في المستغفرين استغفر الله. الحمد لله وكفى وصلاته وسلامه على النبي المصطفى إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما لبيك اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت وسلمت وباركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. The topic today is happiness from an Islamic perspective. And in fact, it's not just an Islamic perspective, because Allah Azza wa Jal has revealed to us, or revealed to us 1400 years ago by the Quran, words of Quran, that happiness is not about desires. Happiness is something different. While even psychological scientists, they prove that happiness is not just something that you have to follow. It's about altruism, doing the good thing, doing the right thing. From an Islamic perspective, to be happy means not to suffer in this life. And suffering does not necessarily mean that you need to spend or you need to have money. This will lead us to something that I want to sum. I was following some of the social media on Facebook. There was a survey, and the influencer asked what is happiness, and the vast majority of the people, they take happiness equals money. While that's, for me, and from an Islamic perspective, that's totally untrue. That's not true at all. And it is a false belief that happiness is money. Because people, they were answering and saying that happiness means money. If I have money, I can do whatever I want to do. But you can't purchase happiness with money. If you have money, you can't purchase happiness. They mix, because of these days, consumerism and the media machine, they want you to consume as much as you can, whether it is necessary or unnecessary. People think that if I have money, I will buy whatever I want to buy. But you can't purchase your health. You can't purchase a 1 day extra in your life with money. 1 second extra in your life, 1 nanosecond extra in your life, you can't purchase it with money. So happiness is not money. Happiness is not about desire. Happiness is about to have peace in your heart. And the peace in your heart will never be achieved without being a good Muslim, a true believer, that doing the right thing as Allah Azza wa Jal prescribed on you. Now let me give you a story about happiness. Now we define happiness. Al-Quran Kareem also defined happiness by the opposite of happiness. So what is the opposite of happy? Sad. Look at the Quran Kareem, how the verse identified sadness as the opposite of happiness. Rasul, you know, when he migrated with Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, they went to the cave. You know that story? You know that story when they migrated to Al-Madinah Munawwara. On the way, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq and Rasulullah, they went to the cave. They want to hide in that cave. And the disbelievers, they were following them. They were just underneath their feet to show them. But Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was a little bit frightened. That, oh Rasulullah, if any one of them would just look at their feet, they would see us. Then Rasulullah told him, and that's the verse. In Surah Bara'ah, the verse says, Rasulullah told Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, لا تحزن. Don't be sad, Abu Bakr. لا تحزن. إن الله معنا. Allah is with us. So now there is another definition of happiness, that you are happy or you are not sad if Allah is with you. You are happy or you are not sad if Allah is with you. Subhanallah al-Azim. This is happiness. How come Muslims would think that money is happiness? This is a very structural falsehood in our education systems as Muslims. This is really a true deviation from the true Islam, that money is happiness. How come a Muslim would think that money is happiness? And I mentioned that people from Gaza, with all what they suffer in terms of genocide and war crimes, ethnic cleansing, apartheid system, and in Gaza, you see the videos, they are smiling. Sometimes they're dancing. They don't care about money. They don't even the food. They don't have food even. They don't have water. But they're smiling, they're happy. Why is that? Because Allah is in their hearts. لا تحزن إن الله معنا. Don't be sad. Allah is with us. This is the words of Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam. To whom? To his best friend, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. Now there is another 2 verses that I want to conclude with. And those 2 verses will make what is happiness and what is not happiness. So, like I provided you with evidence from psychology, from Brickman and Campbell, 1971, about happiness, the hedonic treadmill concept. And I provided you with many, many verses from the Quran Kareem before Campbell and before Brickman and Campbell. But I just want to show that as Muslims, we acknowledge if there is knowledge outside Islam that is true, we acknowledge it. But also, because we have some Muslims that they don't believe unless you bring them some English names or some European names. They would say, we believe in this. But Allah's name is better than everybody else. Allah's name in His Al-Quran Al-Kareem, He stated what is happiness. In the words of the Prophet ﷺ, he told his companion what is not happiness or what is against sadness. Now, here are the two verses. The two verses, they are in Surah Al-Isra. No, Surah Taha. It says, فَمَنِ اتَّبَعَ هُدَايَ فلا يضل ولا يشقى فمن اتبع هداي فلا يضل ولا يشقى ومن أعرض عن ذكري فإن له معيشة ضنكا. Two verses. فمن اتبع هداي, and this says, and then whoever follows my guidance will neither go astray nor suffer. So if we define happiness with its opposite as suffering, because when you suffer, so when you follow Allah's guidance, you will never suffer. وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي, so فَمَنِ اتَّبَعَ هُدَايَ فَلَا يَضِلُّ وَلَا يَشْقَى وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. And we will get. And those indeed, so sorry, I have problem with my eyes. And whoever turns away from my remembrance, and whoever turns away from my remembrance, he will have a depressed life. So happiness, if you have depressed life, do you mean, are you happy? And when you will have a depressed life, when you turn away from the remembrance of Allah Azza wa Jal. So what's the remembrance of Allah? I know remembrance is tasbih. Most people, they think that remembrance is tasbih. I say subhanallah, alhamdulillah, wallahu akbar. That's dhikr, that's tasbih. Right? But remembrance has more conclusive, inclusive, in fact, meaning. Remembrance means that you know that Allah is in your heart, watching you. Remembrance means that internal audit system is activated whenever you do something wrong. That internal audit system that tells you that Allah is seeing you, Allah is watching you, Allah is hearing you, Allah is the protector, Allah is the provider. When you have that thing, remembrance, with its inclusive, comprehensive understanding, then you will not suffer. You will not be depressed. You will be happy. Conclusion. Happiness is not as it is prescribed by capitalistic media these days as consumerism and spending and materialistic things. It's not about desires at all. Happiness is about having Allah in your heart. Happiness is about watching and being that you are observed, being watched. Happiness is about that Allah Azza wa Jalla is seeing you, is hearing you. Happiness is about following Allah's guidance. Happiness is about doing the right thing, helping the poor, feeding the people, helping the needy. Happiness is about feeling that you are a true successive authority of Allah on earth as a human being. اللهم عافنا واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا وتقبل منا واختم بالصالحات أعمالنا ولا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وثبتنا على الإيمان. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, guide us to the righteous way. Make us from those who walk on it. Make us from those who bring others to it. Make us from those who represent the good image of Islam. Make us from those who understand Islam in the best way. Make us from those who feel happiness when you are in their hearts. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, let us feel you in our hearts. Let us fill us with faith. Fill our hearts with faith, with belief. Fill us in our hearts with that internal audit system that brings you always in front of us whenever we do anything, whenever we say anything, whenever we act in anything. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, make us from those who follow the righteous way, may follow your guidance. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, make us from those who represent the good image of Islam. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, make us from those who represent the good image of Islam, who are Islam, who are the good example of Islam. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, our brothers and sisters in Gaza, help them. Be with them, support them. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, make us from those who support them whatever they do. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, make us from those who support them with whatever we can. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, make us from those who raise the awareness, because the most important thing that we can do in this country is to raise the awareness about what's happening in Gaza to non-Muslims, not to Muslims. Allah wa aqim as-salah, inna as-salata tanha 'anil fahsha'i wal munkar wa la dhikrullahi akbar wallahu ya'lamu ma tasna'un.